How are you feeling, Miss Angie and Mr. Marvin Sapp? How are you?
All is well.
Congratulations on your win. I actually interviewed Marvin Sapp years ago. Me and my mother, we had dinner with him and Sony Records in the back of the church.
Okay.
um, that was a life changing experience to hear you speak. My question would be for you two is that it's been such a whirlwind that we've been living in. And the youth, they're trying to find their way. They're trying to find their way to legacy status. Obviously, for you guys, it has been a lot of grooming. It has taken time. But we're living in a world where everything is so instant. You know, everything is with a touch of a button and sacrifices. A lot of people are sacrificing their souls in a sense of doing things that they're not truly happy with. What would you say to those young individuals that trying to find their way? They don't want to make those decisions that is gonna make them unhappy. But what do you say to those people?
Well, Marvin, I can go ahead and get mine out the way real quick. What I would say to those people is you got to be careful the way that you're moving. For a very long time, it took me a minute to accept, even with gospel music, the changes that the youth were making, going from traditional gospel music into the mainstream of what R&B, soul, and everything was, and trying to mesh all of that together for the sake of being accepted. And I used to often wonder, in the heart of man or the soul of man, even though you're trying to fuse the two, are you getting it twisted by allowing yourself to think that if I do it this way, it's more acceptable? And I mean, I'm still searching for the answers for that. But what I would say to the younger generation is be careful how you're moving and don't get twisted or get caught up with the concept of you can make it uh, uh, appeal to you and to your liking, and therefore you can accept it because it's what you choose to do. And I'm not taking anything away from traditional, but I just really feel like moving into the future, we cannot cut loose of all of the grassroots of what has made us wholesome. If that
Right.
answers your question. Mhm.
I want to add. I want to add to that as well. I think that what Angie said was exceptional. But I also want to add as well that I think, I'm raising millennials. So
Yes.
I understand it. I have my children are 27, 24, and 22. And one of the things that I teach them on a consistent basis is that life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And no matter how we may try to expedite things and try to get them quick, fast, in a hurry, you will never appreciate something that you got fast because you have not learned how to manage it and maintain it.
Thank you.
Those are the two things that
Amen.
that that I teach my kids all the time. I can remember, when I first got married. Oh my God, so many years ago. I would have been married like 29 years if my wife would have lived. So 29 years ago, when I first got married, we had a 1986 Chevy Nova. It was horrible, horrible. It stunk. It was rusty. It was the worst. Now, mind you, I'm still traveling all over the world, singing the gospel. I'm overseas, everything, but I'm driving this raggedy car. This car is horrible, right? And I never forget, crying to God and really saying, this don't make sense. I got records out. I shouldn't have to live like this. Da, da, da. And I remember God clearly speaking to me one day and saying, Marvin, if you want a better car, take care of this car like you want to take care of the better one. So I started taking it to the car wash. And when I took it to the car wash, I would get out and I would tell them, I want y'all to clean it inside and out. And they'd look at me like, are you crazy? This car got rust on it. No, I want the rust to shine. I want it to be cleaned inside and out.
Right.
And maybe about 2 years later, I ended up getting a much better car. Actually, I bought a BMW a couple years later. My point is that what God was teaching me is, he was teaching me, Marvin, take care of things at this level so that when I take you to the next level, you know how to manage and you know how to maintain it. And I think that that's what young people, millennials, Gen Xers, they need to learn and know. Everybody want to be a boss. Everybody want to secure the bag. I get all of that. But at the same token, what are the principles that you are learning on your way so that once you get the bag and once you secure the bag remains full? And I think that that's the thing that I would tell, young people in this day and time, that, this is not a sprint. It's a marathon. You want to get it gradually so that once you get to that place that you can manage it, you can maintain it, and you can keep it forever. Now, I like my lifestyle, but the reason why I like my lifestyle is because on my way up to accomplishing my goals in music, my goals in education, my goals in real estate, my goals in entrepreneurship, I did things to ensure that I can live the type of life that I want to live for the rest of my life. I wasn't spending it on all of the accoutrements that come along with success. I was putting stuff away so that I can make sure, the bag was secured for a lifetime and not just secured for a season that I was hot. So take your time, build, be patient, because if you do that, things are going to be better later. I promise you.
Beautiful. Hey, subscribe now.